In this world of ninjas, battle is something that they've been bred to do. It's why ninja are born and trained in the very art of killing from a young age. They've learned various fighting methods at the academy to end the lives of their opponents. Taijutsu to break their bones. Genjutsu to destroy their very views of reality. Advanced weapon combat like shuriken throwing to strike down an enemy from afar. It's not uncommon for a ninja to specialize in several different various methods of combat. When your very existence relies on these skills that are ingrained in you since birth, and in the cases of people with a Kekkei Genkai, ingrained into your very DNA, it's a very heavy burden to carry, knowing that you are a tool to be used for the destruction of another. However, in the case of Sasuke Uchiha, the genius prodigy of the Uchiha clan, even someone as driven by vengeance as him, the act of killing someone isn't something that came free of his conscience, especially when one of those first major kills that he made was that of his older brother Itachi Uchiha. In today's edition of Sasuke Jinraiden, we're going to take a look at the moment where the ghost of Itachi not only haunted Sasuke, but the ghost of Itachi planted seeds of doubt into Sasuke's mind in regards to Obito, who was the man that Sasuke believed to be Madara Uchiha at the time. The information is given to us in the Naruto light novel, Naruto Jinraiden, The Day That the Wolf Howled. For anyone who's new here or stumbled across the video by accident, go to the homepage of the YouTube channel and you'll find this novel in the Naruto novels section on the homepage. In the scene I'm going to share with you guys, Sasuke's mental state is in an extremely vulnerable place right here. There's been some time that's passed since he learned about the truth about Itachi, where hearing the very words about his brother's truth and the heavy burden that he carried caused Sasuke to have a full-blown panic attack that drove him to the brink of madness. Sasuke struggled to process the information and continually tried to poke holes in the story from the man that he believed to be Madara Uchiha. In the time since then, Sasuke, after taking the time to process all this information during the time that passed between the black panel of the manga where he recalled Obito's words and the time he was standing out by the sea where Sasuke's crying, Sasuke's mind has begun to slowly focus, and it's brilliant writing here that's very true to the character of Sasuke. Sasuke's rage has typically been directed and it's been targeted at something. He's very rational in the sense that he has a clear endpoint each time, and he allows himself to be driven by his emotions, but it's always targeted. However, the other thing to keep in mind here is that Sasuke doesn't just accept what someone says at face value. He takes the information, he processes the information, and he comes to his own conclusion. He's the embodiment of what a shinobi is. He's someone who uses his eyes to not only see past the literal deceptions that might be cast in battle via genjutsu illusions, but also the deception hidden behind the deception, which is the way of the shinobi. It's a way of life that is ingrained into the minds of the young ninja hopefuls back during the academy. A ninja must learn to see past deception. Those are very simple words. However, not abiding by those principles can get a ninja killed. One wrong move can equal certain death. Not realizing the trap hidden behind the trap can equal death. For a ninja, living by this principle is as essential as a soldier going into war and knowing how many bullets he has in his weapons. With the character of Sasuke, he's taken some time to gather his thoughts in regards to what he was being told by the man claiming to be Madara Uchiha. To a certain degree, he believes everything that Madara told him. However, as his mind recovers from the enormous shock leveled onto him about the truth about the Uchiha clan, the truth about his own father, and the truth about his brother, Sasuke is haunted by the ghost of Itachi in his subconscious thoughts. The target of Sasuke's rage, the sole person that Sasuke is ready to kill, Itachi Uchiha. Though he's previously killed Orochimaru, that was more so a means to an end, a way to acquire more power before he eventually killed Sasuke. However, the reveal that Itachi hadn't truly been evil was something that was beginning to weigh very heavily on Sasuke's mind. It doesn't escape Sasuke's mind that the man who he thought was Madara was lying to him, but it takes the ghost of Itachi haunting Sasuke for Sasuke to truly begin to see past this deception. With the scene and the context finally being set, it's here I'm going to begin reading the scene from the novel, and then I'm going to come back to you guys with my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. I was standing in the middle of a forest, wrapped in a night haze. It was completely dark. I couldn't see anything. The red moon towered in the sky, and I felt myself being observed from everywhere. I felt Itachi's presence in the tree crevices, behind the rocks, in the wind, whispering like a ghost. From the depths of the dark forest, I heard some heavy footsteps coming close, matched with heavy breathing. I tried to flee, but my legs had sunk into the ground and I couldn't move. The mysterious beast that got to me first gritted its jaws and pounced on me. In response to its attack, I immediately threw a kunai. The moment it was pierced, the body of the creature turned into countless crows that disappeared right after, carried away by the wind. The herd of beasts surrounded me. Their pale bodies looked like floating in the darkness. "Why are you following me?" I had said. Making its way through the creatures, a boy with a slightly blackened mask came forth walking towards me and answered me, "Because you are fleeing." The beast had burst out laughing. "Do you really think all the things Madara told you about Itachi are true?" said the masked boy. Itachi. Fragments of memories powerfully flowed inside of my mind. The rivalry between the clan of the Uchiha and the Senju, the consequences for the leaf, the inheritors of the will of Madara Uchiha, who had deserted the village, the attempted coup d'etat, and then the double agent spy mission entrusted by Itachi. I relived Madara's words. Then the night of his mission came. He brought the mission to completion, but he made a simple mistake. Who's Itachi? For the leaf, a good spy. For the Uchiha clan, a traitor. For the Akatsuki, a disposable pawn. And then for you, Sasuke Uchiha. Enough! Stop it! I won't listen to you! Enough! I shouted, covering my ears. The memories of that night surfaced in my mind. The glow of the full moon that was shining in the sky seeped into the dark room. Itachi was there, standing, stained in my father and mother's blood. If you want to kill me, then hate me, detest me. You'll have to survive like a wretch. Keep running and cling to life, he had told me. With my head on the verge of breaking, I crouched into the ground. I couldn't help but think that something important was escaping me. What was it? Why was I still alive? Itachi is dead. End quote. Now, what I really like here is the fact that Sasuke, as he's sleeping, gets presented with a boy who's wearing a mask. This is after you see all those crows in the dream after Sasuke tries to kill the beast. The symbolism is there because we see Sasuke once again directing his anger towards something. In this case, it's directed towards the boy, it's directed towards the beast, and in some cases, it's directed towards himself. In his dream, he's attacked by a beast and then surrounded by several beasts. Then he sees a boy. Then he sees crows. Then he sees that boy in the mask. All after he had sensed Itachi's presence all around him in that forest. While we aren't told what the beast is, depending on what type of beast this is, this dream has a bunch of different meanings. Beasts attacking you in your dreams often foreshadow that there's a threat coming in your life. For Sasuke, he's attacked by a beast as he's walking through that forest. Depending on which source material you use to interpret the dream, forests and dreams symbolize everything from an abundance of life to secrets to some type of dark forces. A forest can be interpreted as him trying to find the solution to his worries. Forests and dreams are also said to symbolize someone having a loss in confidence and a loss of focus in life, a desire to cling on to something that you don't have access to anymore. Sasuke was just hit with these dark secrets about Itachi. He was hit with the secrets that Konoha kept from him. Everything that he thought was a lie, Sasuke found out it was the exact opposite. Itachi wasn't evil and Konoha wasn't the place he thought it would be. He was on a journey to discover the truth. Obito's words might have been the truth, but he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to those words than even Obito had let on to him. This leads to a loss of confidence, which is why he asked the questions that he did. Who is Itachi? Why was the boy in the dream speaking to him from behind the mask and attempting to reason with him? Was it to open his eyes to the truth? The desire to cling on to that which isn't here anymore was Itachi. Itachi was his loving older brother. Itachi is now dead at the hands of Sasuke himself. But after years of waiting for that moment, a moment where he had trained most of his life for, instead of feeling clarity, Sasuke was left there with only more questions, which brings us back to the usage of crows in the dream. Crows in dreams can represent a lot of things. It can represent your suppressed subconscious beliefs. It can represent guilt, shame, hatred, and in some cases, they can represent your fear of death. They can also be used to guide you through long-term change, a form of higher intelligence and wisdom that comes from that change that comes after accepting oneself. Itachi used crows. That was an obvious nod, but with a series like Naruto, there are numerous dual meanings sprinkled all throughout the series, and this also extends to the light novels, which is why I repeatedly say when you read the novels, read them very closely. Sasuke is seeking that higher intelligence and wisdom in this novel, as he was throughout his journey until the end of the Naruto series. He is constantly getting new info, and he's constantly updating his view of the world. That crow was obviously meant to symbolize Itachi, as was that boy in the mask, but it was also meant to symbolize Sasuke's subconsciousness trying to guide him through that self-transformation and that long-term change, but it was merely meant to guide him. It was still on Sasuke to be the one who did the walking, and as we all know, Sasuke's journey to the version of him that we know now had one hell of a rocky path in order to follow. It's why Itachi told Naruto when they met in the forest that Sasuke was like a blank canvas. He could be dyed in any color depending on who was speaking to him. However, that's gonna be it for this installment of Sasuke Jinraiden. So my question to you guys is, what do you guys think about Sasuke still questioning Obito's words after the reveal of the Uchiha massacre? How do you feel about Sasuke's dream and that feeling that Itachi was still watching over him as he was in this pivotal moment in the series? Let me know down in the comment section down below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.